No matter where you go in the world, pizza is just that one universal food everyone loves. It comes in different variants and you can customize it to your preference. Today, I will show you how to make Maillard's pepperoni pizza. This recipe is split into two sections. First, the dough. To make the dough, you need 1 teaspoon of sugar. I'm using brown sugar for extra flavor, but you can use regular cane sugar as well. 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, which is a fungi that feeds off of sugars and releases CO2 during a process called fermentation. 1.5 cups of warm water, which creates an environment for the yeast to live in. Finally, 4 cups of flour, which serves as the base for the dough. To start off, prepare a bowl. First, add your covalent sugar. Next, the yeast. And finally, your warm water. Use a spoon and mix the ingredients together. Since sugar and water are both polar covalent compounds and like dissolves like, they will mix together and form one homogeneous solution. After you're done mixing, cover the bowl up and let it rest for 5 minutes. While the yeast is growing, pour 4 cups of flour into a separate bowl, which will act as the base.
A few moments later.
After 5 minutes, your yeast should be ready to go. When I checked my solution, I found white foam floating at the top, and that's a good sign because it's carbon dioxide. It's a sign that the yeast is alive and that it is eating up the sugar and releasing CO2. Now you're going to want to slowly pour the water with the yeast and the sugar into the flour. Mix while you're doing this. After you're done pouring all the liquids, take the dough out and knead it on a surface. You can set a timer for 10 minutes or just keep kneading until all the lumps go away and you have one homogeneous dough. While I am kneading in the background, I will try and explain how yeast works. Once yeast is reactivated, in our case with warm water, it begins to feed off of sugars and releases carbon dioxide only if it is in an environment without any oxygen. This process is quite slow, so that's why we usually let the dough rest for a period of time. As carbon dioxide is released, it pumps up the dough, increasing its size and stretching it, ultimately making the texture smooth and fluffy. So now that we're done kneading, let's put the dough in a separate container, cover it up, and let it rest for at least 2 hours.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Go.
Alright, now we're back after just a few hours, and look at how fluffy the dough is. Get it out of the bowl, eventually. Separate it into smaller pieces for individual pizzas. Remember that you can increase or decrease the portions by multiplying each ingredient by a specific number. But remember, just like the moles in an equation, make sure to use the same number to keep the equation balanced. Now for the second part of the recipe, the pizza making, you will need salt, mozzarella cheese, olive oil, tomato sauce, and your choice of toppings. I'm using salami in my pizza because I think that works the best. Now that you're ready, lightly dust your surface with flour and shape your dough into a disc. Make sure to make it thin as it will undergo Charles' law in the oven. When you have your flat disc of dough, cover the top with a layer of olive oil. A slight pinch of ionic NaCl, acidic tomato sauce with a pH of 4.5, a layer of salami, and finally the mozzarella cheese. And you are almost done. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Put your pizza in and it will be ready in 15 minutes. In the oven, 3 things happen. First, the pizza will attempt to reach thermal equilibrium with the oven. The high heat from the oven will transfer itself to the pizza, heating it up. Second, the pizza will increase in volume because of Charles' law. Since volume is in direct relation with the temperature, one's increase will result in the others as well. As the oven gets hotter and hotter, the pizza's volume will also get bigger and bigger. Third, the salami, the cheese, and the dough will darken in color because of Maillard's reaction, which is a chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars. The pepperoni, cheese, and dough undergoes this in the oven. As temperature increases, the carbonyl groups in sugar react with the nucleophilic amino group of the amino acid to form a mixture, which is responsible for a wide range of aromas and flavors. The salami becomes bright red, the cheese and dough becomes golden.
15 minutes later.
Alright, when that pizza aroma starts floating in your kitchen, you will know that the pizza is ready. Take it out of the oven and enjoy.